offering a discount. However, as the hate-mongering Christian that he is, he's making you say Jesus. Can you tell us about the special that you're doing?
Well, the special offer is if you come in and can quote or discuss John 3:16 with me, I give you a $15 discount.
How long do I have to talk about it?
You don't have as long as you want to or as short as you want to.
Okay, so I could just recite the scripture, or can I
Yeah,
just
you
say?
can just recite the scripture.
Can I just say John 3:16 and get the oil lube? Or?
Well, if you say John 3:16, I'll probably elaborate on it.
Yeah, okay.
So, but if I came in and said, "Yep, he did love us. That's why he gave us his son Jesus."
Yes,
if
you know that and
Okay.
you can understand it, that's cool with me.
That's
so.
amazing.
This is an oil change litmus test. Yes.
Are you getting some flack for this, Charlie? Are you getting?
I'm getting a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, not much. There's a lot of great people out there all over. I've gotten them from Florida, California, Oklahoma, Ohio.
Have you had any people come in? Because you know what I have to tell you, we're in New York City and I'm moving down to Dallas, and for a reason, because there are people that are just like, they're just salt of the earth people, and you know they're not living in honestly. They're not living in this world that doesn't make any sense to me at all anymore, and just good, decent people. And they're not afraid to say Jesus from time to time, too. So I would imagine that you're not getting a lot of pushback on the streets there in Plano, Texas. But have you had any customers come in and push back on you?
None that come face-to-face. I haven't. I've had some call on the phone and some that have tracked my email and done that, and whenever I can respond back, there's only one word that helps me where it won't be taken out of any kind of context, is that I love you. That's all I can tell them. You know, it's not something for them to get mad about. It's for us to have something good to talk about. Man, I just was tired of all the bad things that was discussed, and I just wanted to talk something about good in my life. Now, after we have that conversation, their time is important to me, and I give them a little discount. If they want to tell me something passionate in their life, I'd love to hear it. You know,
is it? How much would the oil change be normally if you don't?
Well, it's $34.99, and that's up to 5 quarts, and that's before tax and that stuff. And then what I do is I take $15 off, which basically gets it down to $19.99.
So if I give you the John 3:16 scripture, then we can talk about my Wiccan theology, or would that be okay?
Yeah, you could talk about anything.
Okay.
Golly, we're in America. You can talk about anything you want to.
Yep.
If you know who you are and believe who you are, then it doesn't matter what somebody says, because you are there. You know it.
Hang on just a second. May I just say to the entire United States of America, that last sentence from Charlie is why everyone should move to Texas, because it's common sense. This is total common sense. This is who we are as America. Look, you don't want to do business with Charlie because he believes in the Lord, and you know he's going to ask you if you want a discount. I can get it to you 1995. Let's just have a conversation here real quick. You don't like that? Don't go. It's I personally, I might even have a problem because I'd be like, oh geez, am I going to have to get into a conversation with Charlie because I'm living in New York, but you know what? Living in Texas. That's why I'm moving to Texas, because I want to have a normal conversation with somebody and just spend the time and just have a friendly conversation.
I was nervous about talking to you online, but I'm having a good conversation, and that's what I wanted to have. I don't care who it's with. I really I'm tired of sitting on the sideline and just not connecting with a lot of people. And my world is just the people that come see me that I get to connect with, and the people that I go to church with, and the people that are in my life. But, man, if everybody would just find somebody to connect with, and find something positive, and that's what I'm trying to say is, this was something positive in my life, and I believe it. And if someone has got something really that they're passionate about, that generates a lot of good things for people because they feel good about it.
I tell you, we're just, I'm sorry, Charlie, but we were just, we weren't even listening to you there. I lost you about halfway through because Pat and I were just kind of saying to each other off the air, he's about, because I'm going to live in the South Lake, Texas area. And I said, I think that's about 40 minutes away. And I said, would you drive 40 minutes to have your oil
Yes,
change?
I'd go to Plano for this.
You bet. So would I.
Yep.
We'll be customers of yours, Charlie.
Well, again, and then that give me a chance to really see in the eye to eye.
Oh boy!
And
Is there
then
more
I can,
litmus
when
tests?
you talk to me, then I can really tell, and you can tell from my eyes what we're saying, we believe. And in Texas, if you're
What happens
born and
if you
bred
don't
here,
believe me? Do I have to pay the full price? And do you kidnap me and indoctrinate me? Or?
No. And that's one thing when I put it on there. I want to make sure there was no religion, as far as affiliation was part of it. I wanted to make sure that we were there because it was the Word, and we were talking about the Word, not about, and I've had a lot of people think, and I've seen on the Internet that it's something I'm trying to make for a marketing genius. Well, if you knew real well, you knew that genius would make you laugh, I'm a genius, It's just, if anybody knows me, they know that's far from the truth. So it's not something that I want to benefit for. I wanted to, spread the news is one thing because it's what I'm supposed to do. But I wanted to make sure we had a good conversation, a positive conversation. I can't do anything about people's negativity other than try to bring positive to it.
Okay, so let me go back and ask Pat's question, but seriously, a guy comes in and he says, "Hey, listen, John 3:16, I would like to get the 1995." And I know God loved us so much. He sent Jesus down, but I don't happen to believe in any of that. I'm a Wiccan, and he has an honest conversation with you.
Yes.
And you both stand there and talk for a few minutes, and he's like, "Look, I don't buy into any of that stuff." He still gets a discount, right?
Yes, he does. And I've told everyone that's here that works for me,
right?
It's a conversation thing. It's something that
and it's
I do not, and really want to put this down, is I do not want people to think I am making them believe anything.
Right. So if I walk in, let's not use a Wiccan. Let's say I'm Jewish. And I say, "Look, I'm Jewish, and I understand that scripture, but I don't believe it." You're not going to have a conversation with me and try to change my mind.
I'm not going to say, "Well, you're wrong," or I'm going to say that I don't believe it, and how dare you. I'm not going to put you on the offensive. Ours is just this is, and I have it written out since. I have it written out in the lobby, and I've had people use their iPhones and look it up to make sure. And I said, it's not the details of the quote. It's the understanding of the quote.
Well, now, Charlie, if I can recite all of Ephesians 1 through 10, what kind of breaks deal can you give me?
Yeah, can you do on the air filter or anything like that? What do you?
How about transmission?
Give me for Old Testament?
Yeah.
Well, then we might have a problem about making the bills. Man, I don't know. I mean, if that was what, but I think the verse I picked out was very well known. It was something that I think a lot of people, even people that are not Christians, would know it or would know that they
if they're
find
football
it
fans.
and tell me about it. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's not a stickler that you have to in the date. I'll be honest with you. It was very very stressful these last couple of days of just the unknown. I knew what I believed, but how people twist things and make things so bad that I wanted to make sure that whoever I talk to, even your producer, people that know where I stand on this, and I do not want people to understand that this is something to make them something other than what they want to be, and it's a positive thing.
Charlie, I have to tell you, I think you're a very brave man. You'd be more brave if you did it in New York City, but I think you're a very brave man. I think you sound like a good, decent man, and it's been wonderful to talk to.
Me.
I warn you, Charlie, because I'm a guy in the media. You're going to get a lot of heat for this, I'm sure, if this story happens to blow up and become bigger than it is.
Yeah, well,
but don't let it discourage you. You just keep doing the right thing.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.